Winnerbracket Semifinal means if you win this, you're playing the regular season here in DreamHack Summer America. And it's gonna be an undead. It's gonna be an undead from Canada. The question once again in the Americas, is it Oceanus Gaming? Is it Dust Gaming? Is it Insup or is it King Deuce?
Yeah, they've gone back and forth in the past, so it can be a very exciting matchup. Also, Undead Mirror, not in the past my favorite matchup, but nowadays, it's pretty crazy. It's actually a very entertaining mirror matchup. If there's a Crypt Lord, at least on one side, lots of fights, lots of split pushes. It can be very exciting. So that's the first question mark in my mind is what's the first hero going to be for both players?
Oh yeah, that is always the question in Undead Mirror. Here they are. Insup, of course, one of the strongest, making it to 3 consecutive semifinals in 2020. Deuce making it to the throne of Warcraft champions in season 4. It's a pretty damn high stakes here. There can only be one, Carson, and we will decide this in yet another sweet best of 3.
Yep. Winner of this will join Cruncher, Hitman, Kiwikaki, and Ark. So we're lacking an undead currently, so one of these guys will fill that spot. Perhaps even both of them, but they're going to have to try again, the loser of this, tomorrow. So who's going to make it out? We're going to have Canada. We're going to have Canada no matter what, which is, you know, very exciting for me. I'm a big fan of that country. Don't know why.
Are you really here in Germany? Everybody shits on the country they're living in. Everything is so bad. Oh, my sweet lord. I have not casted this in probably 10 years. Lich Mirror.
Very cool. This is, you know, it wasn't unheard of, like you said, like 10 years ago, but now it's very cool to see this sort of stuff develop. It's like, okay, Crypt Lord's the strongest. So then Lich is a good counter to Crypt Lord. Okay, going Lich is a good counter to Lich. Okay, now we just Lich mirror each other every single game. Very interesting, and this is what I'm talking about. Very exciting, Lich Mirror. I love this. It's so micro-intensive because you don't have that death coil early on, and there's lots of ghouls, there's lots of surround potential, big AoE, lots of low HP units. Very excited.
Oh man, yeah, there's gonna be lots and lots of Novas. I wonder if they follow this up like total old school style with Garg Mirror. I've seriously not casted this since W3 CL days. But yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, we have seen relatively standard transitions out of this, but of course, that's when you're against, you know, either a Crypt Lord or a Death Knight in Lich Mirror. That is a good question, because I haven't seen this in a while. Maybe once recently, because there has been a lot of undead mirrors, but honestly, it's not very common at all.
So
ideally,
but both
these players have been doing it, so.
Okay. Yeah, so ideally, you want to have the Lich to pressure an upcoming expansion. That's like the best thing you can get. But here, it's going to be the straight up fighting. Lich of Insup is a little bit better thanks to the circlet. On the other side, we have ghouls already with the army. And it's just a stalemate situation.
Yeah, and the question for these Lich mirrors is always, of course, Insup has answered that already. Who's going to be more proactive and go for camps? Of course, with Lich, with Nova, with ghouls, you always want to jump in for those acolytes, but sometimes people get overzealous and then they don't creep. But Insup has already got the experience advantage and very well defended so far. Nova on the red Lich of Insuperable, Nova on the purple of King Deuce, but the surround is probably only going to go one way.
Oh!
And the King is surrounded early on.
Oh man, that's a bummer. This harass didn't do much at all. And Insup just straight up going for the aggressive. Looked like for a second Deuce wanted to flood the main. There was a narrow ball already. No graveyard, which is always nice if you attack the undead base, because then you can summon the skeletons yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And lab creep.
I do like this follow-up. It is very risky, but you have the high ground vision. And Insup is scouting again, like I mentioned before in his series. He's had very strong scouting recently. Of course, wants to see the tech timing. Both players are even in the tech, but now they are not going to be so even in the experience, as Deuce will pull slightly ahead from this lab creep. And heal wards, that's great.
Absolutely amazing. Uses the ritual dagger. Okay, so lots of healing here. poking into the main. There's only a graveyard. Ooh, Boots of Speed on the Lich. I love that play by Insup. Massive, massive, massive Nova.
Oh my
resulting in a triple kill. Are you kidding me? The skeleton is ready too. Oh no. Nova out. Can Insup get surrounded here? He still has the TP. No mana anymore on either side.
Dark Ritual would give him a Nova, and he does use it, but the Boots of Speed are paying off so much for Insup. He might eat the Nova still. Deuce gonna use it. There could be a surround. Remember, no town portal for Deuce. There is a town portal for Insup. I think that's locked in, and probably a dead Lich for Deuce.
Oh my, what a disaster this game once again due to 2 times the special move of Insup. The American one surrounds like a king.
Wow.
And takes the 1-0 after just, well, this is 5 minutes.
That's a quick one again, a quick game 1, just like our last series.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind to see late game stuff here, but phew, that was explosive. Wonder if this is just an LR special, or if it's gonna be that way for the entire series.
Yeah, does one player switch it up? Maybe they say, okay, you've showed Lich, maybe I go DK now, and the other player thinks, okay, you showed Lich, maybe you're going to go DK, so I'm going to go Criplord now? There could be a lot of mind games going on, and maybe they just both keep with the Lich, but if I was Deuce, I would be switching it up. And if I was Insup, I would know that, so I'd be trying to win the rock, paper, scissors if possible, because it really is just a game of rock, paper, scissors in these metagames.
Yeah, lots of reverse psychology. What, if you're Insup, you might think, okay, you might switch it up, and then if he, like, of course, very map dependent. If he's sending up with a Crypt Lord, I can still go Lich. Map is concealed.
Yeah, honestly, tough on Concealed Hill to know what they're going to do, because the Crypt Lord expansion is not easy. If I was Insup, I would probably stick with the Lich, at least for this game. But it's hard to say on Concealed Hill. Maybe we're going to see a DK mirror. Just maybe. Lich, of course, is strong here as well. Crypt Lord not the best. DK is fine. Maybe a DK mirror. But again, I would say to Insup, stick with the Lich, because Deuce is probably going to switch something up. And it's probably going to be the Crypt Lord he's going to switch it up to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Hunter and Mist are either starting now or are done with their first map as well. What the hell?
Wow, probably, I don't know, maybe Potom Mir? Someone's going Potom in that matchup. That's
yeah, for sure.
Could be quick then.
Yeah, they're all
quick.
Wait, let me check Todd stream if we get a result here. That would be a crazy fast qualifier then. Oh, apparently it's 0-0, or Todd didn't adjust the score. Anything possible. Lots of Brazilian flags in the chat from a couple of minutes ago. So maybe Mist did it?
That'd be crazy, man. That'd be crazy. But he's an experienced player. He's a very strong player. He's played for a long time. I mean, he has the experience to beat players, I'm sure, that are stronger than him. I'm sure he doesn't get too nervous in these matchups. So if anyone could do it, he could certainly be one of those.
It's pretty cool, man. This is going to be the first South American in a DreamHack season, right?
Really? Yeah, I guess so. Very cool. Very cool. And honestly, from the Open Cups as well, we've had a lot of Brazilian players showing up. So many that I don't even know all their names, but there has been so many signups from the Brazilian scene in the Open Cups that if Mist's able to make it through, it'd be nice to have some representation, because really in the Americas, I would honestly say that they're keeping the scene alive. There's so many players from Brazil and so many Brazilian fans as well. It's just great to see in these Open Cups that we've been casting on Mondays.
Yeah, shout out to Forks, who does a wonderful job in the Brazilian community. And here we go. Of course, the man Phil Boy's paving the way. He made it to a close qualifier last time and improved since then. So shout out to you guys. Deuce, down a map, facing the lower bracket on the bottom left and upper right. It is Insup. Is it gonna be Lich? Is it gonna be DK? Is it gonna be Crypt Lord? Is it gonna be a super weird Dreadlord build?
I don't see one of these players named Side, so probably not, but we'll see. And there is the Crypt Lord from Deuce. Insup, is he sticking to the Lich? That is what I recommended, and he will. God, I'm good at this.
Ooh, you indeed turn into the prophet here on the stream. taking my kind of throne. But this is gonna be cool, man. This is what we saw from Happy in the European regional finals, and he kind of destroyed everybody who dared to play Crypt Lord on certain maps, especially on LR. I wonder if CH is... like, it's a little bigger, so maybe that influences the timings a little bit. But man, Insub, if he gets a little bit of slow and a couple of surrounds, Crypt Lord might be in trouble again.
Yeah, especially if Deuce is selling that town portal early.
Yo!
A surround could be deadly, and that's something that we do see Crypt Lord players go for right away, especially now that it sells for more gold. But we'll see. Of course, you can just play one-base Crypt Lord here, too. It's not as though it's a bad one-base hero, as Juan has showed us against even Orc in Europe. So we'll see. He doesn't sell his TP yet, and that is a wise choice because I imagine Deuce is even expecting the Lich. But he's got to be comfortable if he's going for the Crypt Lord, knowing that Insup may go for this Lich first.
Ring kinda okay against the ranged hero. Can take a couple more hits with that. But also the Lich, not ultra aggressive. That was the same style he did on game 1. Just go for the creep spot, get an item, and then do something.
Yeah, and Insup recently even beat Sheik in an Undead Mirror in a best-of-5 Undead Mirror, where there was a lot of Lich first, a lot of Crypt Lord mirrors, so very strong in this matchup recently, Insup. I think he won that even 3-1, if memory serves. So a very strong performance from him, and that was just a couple of weeks ago too, so he knows what he's doing here. And I like the creeping from him as well. Not going ultra aggressive like you point out, just gonna get that level 2 at least secured before he goes for that harassment. You know, if he gets one ghoul kill, he'll secure it, I should say.
Yeah, and speaking of ghouls, he masked up quite a few of them. 5+ skeletons and another rabbit kill, so that's more skeletons here either. He's still not teching. This is a little late by now, but okay, if we stay on one base and we fight with ghouls only, I won't complain. Let's go.
How big will the Impale be? Will there be all the mana invested into an Impale, or will there be 2 more sets of Beetles for King Deuce? He, of course, has 4 of 6 already. Could be a decent Impale. The Nova maybe going to secure 1 kill, but nicely microed back a Skeleton. Following up, but a Nerubian is there. That was a big Impale and a surround attempt. Both players have their town portal. Can Insup fight out? It seems like game 1 this happened to Deuce. Now it's happening to Insup, and it seems like the town portal will be forced, and a nice little Impale surround from Deucey Woosey. Oh, the ghouls!
He sent them to the tree, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did it on purpose to deny the expansion, but of course Deuce is teching now that he sees the ghouls have stuck around. Nice heads-up play, though, from Insup, if that was on purpose.
Yeah. On the other side, Deuce saved that, I don't know, 0.5 HP ghoul to the south, so didn't even kill that Insup. Creeping. He surrounds him! But that seems ill-advised.
Yeah, that was an NA surround right there. That's very NA of him. But, you know, he doesn't lose anything for it, though, and look how much time he's buying. It's good to bully this Crypt Lord. Of course, you do not want to allow him to get level 3, and 1 ghoul even killed for Insup, and he saves his low HP ghoul. No Impale to follow up the damage. No boots or TP or staff, do note, though. So Insup's got to be a little bit weary here.
Did Insup cancel his healing? Because he was down to 1 ritual dagger. Or maybe was out of range with the Lich. He's still very low. Right? Yeah, I think so, too.
And there is an Impale now, but Insup's going to be well aware of that. He's going to be playing around the surrounds. And the techs are even. Insup going into a second crypt, so the Gargs we were talking about game 1 will be happening at least for one of these 2 players. Deuce looks to be playing relatively standard with the Crypt Lord first, and Insup now the one to get the shop and close to level 3. If he goes for the crabs to the north afterwards, he will be able to get level 3, but Deuce is just going across the map to get his own.
And Insup looks like he wants to be more aggressive here, doesn't want to have a high-level Crypt Lord against him. And Gargs versus Fiends, I always feel like there's no chance to win that. But of course, it's all about mass and timings. Lich behind the trees. Oh, look at this! Sentry wards! He doesn't see this coming! Wow. A beautiful play by Insup.
Very nice. No way for Deuce to counter that, honestly, because he cannot, of course, see the ward getting placed. So just a beautiful play from Insup. Now he's got the boots. Now he can chase down the ghouls and maybe going to get 1-2 kills.
Oh, looking good again.
Done. Impale. No town portal, remember, but a counter surround. Is he able to fight out level 3 of the Lich? That would be even longer out of the altar, but he is going to fight his way back. Almost a Nova, actually. This could be a counter surround again for Insup, but the Crypt Lord's on the prowl.
The Beetle is chasing him. Ay, 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 ay. Heated moments here on Concealed. That denied the level 3 Crypt Lord, though. And where to creep this now? Has to go for big camp.
Yeah, neither player really with the forces to do so. Insup can take the shop as well. On his way to level 4. But he is risking it right now.
He is running away in experience, as we can see on the graph here right now. But just one moment where his attention slips and boom, Lich is dead. Gotta be careful with that. Okay, it seems like it's time for the natural.
And the DK will be out soon to help Insup remedy the issue of the Lich health. The staff is now purchased to remedy the issue of the potential surround from the Crypt Lord. And the Crypt Lord will finally get level 3 from that natural, as you mentioned, which is great for Deuce. But level 3 Crypt Lord is really strong when you get it early on, but of course gets weaker the longer the game goes on if you go for those level 2 Beetles. The Impale is always going to be great, but the Lich, that's an aggressive staff with no health and no coil quite yet.
Okay, Insup, feeling confident, huh? Lots of skeletons here as well, being slowed down. But it's his own ghouls, no flank at all. And there's, at the moment, nothing that can attack this Garg, so super annoying.
Yeah, it's just gonna chase that Fiend down all day. Web is queued up after this next Fiend, so 30 seconds and that Garg will be no longer. Nova, nice. Coil comes in to save that Lich as well from the red Death Knight of Insuperable. Is there an Impale follow-up? Could be used. Yep, nice Impale. This might get him 4 ghoul kills, at least 3 probably, right? Yep, slow from the Halls of the Dead is going to secure the 3rd kill, but a Coil, oh, actually maybe going to save that Insup. Clutch ghoul saves.
No aura on either side, so the ghouls are safe. Tier 3 on the way. Sells the 2nd crypt, and yeah, you think the Gargs aren't working. I missed that timing a little bit. There is web now, so the Fiends will just pick them out of the air, kill them on the ground, and then Gargs don't do anything for you. Tier 3 tech for Insup is a bit faster.
Not sure. I'm sure the Death Knight, the Death Knight got that experience. Even eats his Garg to get more Novas. I'm sure if Insup would have gotten a couple of Fiend kills, 1 or 2 with that ghoul pressure, he probably sticks to Gargs, but because Deuce already has 3 Fiends, gonna have 4, gonna have 5 soon, really not much chance, as you point out, for those Gargs to work, so Insup's gonna be behind on a fighting army for quite a while, and with that, maybe Deuce can bully him off, you know, middle red camp, maybe a fountain, because he has web early on. There could be a lot of contention for these camps. Contesting? Something. A word.
They will fight over it.
Camps. They will fight over it. Mortal Kombat. Test your might, Insup.
We got mighty cool subs, by the way. Epos Gilbert for 47 months, Zeph for 2 for 50 months, and King Thrawn for 2 months. Much love, guys. There is a good amount of Fiends, man. Deuce will, of course, always have the upper hands when it comes to Fiends.
Yeah, forever and always. There's going to be 2 against 4 for now, and probably 5 against 3 soon enough. That 1 Garg up in the air could be used to scout and potentially find an expansion from Deuce in the future, but for now, it's just going to be web to the ground, not going to get much done. Maybe 1 Fiend going to fall, but a Coil. Going to save it for now. A nice surround from Insup with the skeletons. And with 1 ghoul, going to secure him a Fiend kill, and that's a big pick off. The statue's not healing. Now they are a little bit. The block. What are you blocking? He's blocking a statue, and he might actually get the kill. What a crazy block to secure that 2nd kill for Insup.
That's pretty expensive for Deuce, but he's the first one with the level 2. Now the Fiend splits are a lot better, but Insup also with Fiends around, very, very close to a new Nova, and that Fiend might also be blocked here. Not really. Of course, Deuce has, in general, the statue advantage. He's the one regioning. Nova, Insup about to lose 1 Fiend. Okay, now Insup got the statue as well, and almost another surround on that Fiend. So
far, 2 Fiends, a statue die for Deuce, 1 ghoul, 1 Fiend, I believe, on the side of Insup. So nice trades for the French-Canadian. And we'll see, can Deuce follow up? He doesn't have another Impale. He went for an Impale on the Fiend and the Lich earlier, but only got the Fiend. At least secured that kill. But the advantage for the creeps is on the side of Insup. He has 1 more camp really on his side. He's got his expansion still to fall back to, so he could pull ahead in experience if he's able to fight over these red camps. It seems like this is what they're looking to do right now as Insup goes back for his Orb of Corruption. But the red camp is scouted by Deuce. Yeah. He's going for the lab.
And now that we're approaching the late game, we gotta say, it's gonna be Criplord DK Lich versus Lich DK Dark Ranger, very, very likely. And silence, always nice to have compared to the Impale.
Yeah, it's always you have more micro ability with the silence to counter that Impale, but if the Impales land huge, it can be a great initiation tactic for Deuce. So we'll see how the fights start. Both players going to need to be on point with those abilities, absolutely, to start the fight. Hood of Cunning is going to help slightly. Yeah, it's good on a couple of the heroes, perhaps the Dark Ranger, probably the Lich. But the experience is the real prize. Deuce comes in, but a little too late now. And Insup's already gobbled all this up. There's still 96 experience to be found here. One Ghoul dies to the creeps, but maybe a couple Fiends gonna fall as well. Death Knight focused. Oh no, Insup! One more attack perhaps, but there's not enough damage follow-up.
Almost a miscalculation. One Fiend half dead, but for Insup, they're just dropping. There's more mana. Gotta be careful, man. This is more and more Impales if he wants to. Another Nova hits big, but the coil is ready in time. Can someone grab that level 3 DK advantage? If there's one, it's Deuce.
Yeah, he's very close to that level up. Also has a mana pot on his Lich and a couple of Novas worth noting, but the Death Knight might actually be falling. A Town Portal could be passed. There is an Impale. Could be used to snag maybe a hero kill if the Death Knight overextends on the side of Insuperable. Destroyer up in the air going to help, but I doubt a lot of mana is going to be invested into the Beetles any longer. Nice Impale web already there. The Lich take a lot of damage, but a coil used. Death Knight's getting low, and the Death Knight does fall.
That Dark Ritual out of nowhere gave him just enough, but the DK on the other side is falling as well. Oh my god. Next
Impale the Lich!
First hero in jeopardy! Boots! Can they? No, the last Fiend shot. Oh boy, what a slaughter! And Deuce taking the lead here. What a fight! Destroyer by Insup falling as well. They want a DK. There's another Impale. Nova Impale. Bye bye.
The Lich.
Back.
The Lich just dies for Deuce. What the hell?
What? Where did that happen? When he gets the revenge kill on the DK again. Madness.
How many heroes just died, Neo? Like 5? I think 5 heroes died.
5.
The Lich, the DK, on Deuce's side, the Dark Ranger's dead now.
Yeah.
6 here. What the hell is going on? Criplord level 5. The Lich is taverned back. Insup leaves the game. All right.
Oh, we got ourselves a slap microphone and a full series, man. I did not expect this after game 1 that was over after 5 minutes. And now we got this. I think there's only one word for it, and that is slobber knocker of an undead mirror. Isn't that matchup beautiful?
That was crazy, man. Normally it's like, oh my god, one hero's gonna fall, hype, and then the hype dies down, right? But then it's like, oh my god, the hero died, another hero died at the same time, 2 heroes died on 2 different screens, tavern rebuy, they die again. What the hell? What are they doing, man? What are they doing? NA at its finest right there. Beautiful.
Absolute madness. Just, okay, you want to fight? Let's fight. Nobody was really ready for this. But hey, sometimes you just go with the flow, and that goes for Mist as well, because he takes the 1-0 over Hunter at the moment.
Wow. Yeah, he's got to be playing Potom against him, and you know, if you hit that timing clean with those couple of glaives with the APs in the back, if Hunter's not necessarily ready, maybe he's playing the Demon Hunter Tinker style against the Mass Potom, or the Mass Huntress Potom. There's definitely a good chance for Mist. Maybe in straight up Bearmere, Hunter would have the advantage, but with an all-in, pretty standard, pretty solid, I should say, from Mist to do that strategy. Sorry, distracted by the in-game chat.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh man, what a day! What a day here at DreamHack. That's the way to kick off the season. As we're waiting for Deuce.
Probably having a smoke after that, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I am interested to see. Just a little sneak peek at this this Hunter Mist game. See what kind of strats we're seeing.
There's a lot of Potoms going on. If you're into ladies on tigers, that series is certainly for you. Yeah, or if you're into shredded men that look like reindeer partly, then that's also for you.
Absolutely, I'm into that. I mean, I mean, how could you not be? How could you not be, Neil?
I have a...
Maybe we'll get that from Remo when he starts his personal Patreon, if you will, for lack of a...
His OnlyFans, the Keeper cosplay. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Like, one day we're going to get him there. One day.
Yeah, just get one of those 2-person horse outfits, but he'll just stuff the other one with a couple of pillows and take that shirt off, you know. I'm excited for that, but more excited for this game, arguably, Game 3 on Northern Isles.
Decision time, everybody. Who's going to make it into the DreamHack regular season for summer? Into the top 8 of the Americas. It's Insub or Deuce. We saw a Lich mirror. We saw a Lich versus Cryptlord mirror. And now we see Northern Isles, where everything's possible.
And I think the impossible is possible as well. We may be just having a Ted Fiend's mirror in Game 3.
Okay. This is something we saw a lot, and when both players have great execution, these mirror matches can be fire as well, because you fight over the middle, and every fight lasts, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. Once they approach tier 3, they got the orb already, go for the tavern, go for the Dark Ranger, and then just brawl.
Yeah, it can be like Breaker Mirror fights, but with like a lot more units dying over time with the Novas when the coils are in midair, with clutch silences going for hero focus. It can be very, very nice. And the question always is, if they're fighting over the camps at tier 2, on their way to tier 3 in the middle, as we do see Death Knight from both players, how do you go back for that orb? When do you get your 3rd hero for the tempo play? It's all about how cleanly you can get those tier 3 perks if you are constantly fighting with Ted Fiends.
We do have a DK mirror indeed. Deuce the Madman playing 3 different heroes on 3 different maps. Okay. Nice toolbox the man got here.
You know, he's got a good piece.
Good piece, eh?
Good piece. Good old Deucey Woosey. He lived an hour away from me for 10 years. I knew him that whole time. Didn't know he lived an hour away from me. And then he's like, yeah, you know, I live in so-and-so. I was like, wait a second. I was there. It's like, I was there like yesterday. Very weird. Very weird.
And then you took the train?
We don't got trains over here. Well, we have a sky train, is what we call it. But that's in a different city. Actually, where I live, the train was around in like the 70s, in the 80s, and I think it hasn't been operational for about 20 years.
Wow. In the entirety of Canada, you don't have
trains. We got trains elsewhere, but not where I live. Not where I live. Yeah. We do know what trains are in Canada.
Okay.
They're not as common though. I'm sure they're much more common in Europe though. That's what I'm saying.
But you got moose and ride them wild, right? So that makes up for it.
Absolutely, yeah. Wait.
So you never met him afterwards?
No, never met Deuce. Never met Deuce. He moved away like 2 months after I realized that he lived down the road from me. And I knew him for ages, though. I knew him on Battle.net for like, you know, I said 10 years, probably 5. And then like he joins the team, and I find out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm moving to Calgary, bud." And then he's out of there. I've never met him.
Nice. Maybe he moved away because he found out that you're so close to him.
Probably. I mean, you never know. You never know with me what's gonna happen if I know where you live.
Ooh, true that. But I would be more worried with Beto, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Standard mirrors so far, so we're not missing any of the heated action that will come in later.
Not great items, honestly, for either player. Mantle's decent, Circlet's decent. Other than that, not the best. Replenishment Potion is nice if there's these stretched out fights we were mentioning, but honestly, nothing too game winning. And we've you know, heard Xlord, we've heard Happy, other undeads I'm sure talk about how important the items are in this matchup in particular, and of course in DK Mirror in particular. For those Lich, and of course the marketplace is going to come into play for both of these players. The question is, who's going to win the race to the claws if they do spawn at the marketplace?
That is the question indeed. Got Sentry Wards on Insub side, Replenishment Potion on Deuce side. Yeah, the good thing here is the marketplace. You can this makes up for item bad luck that Deuce certainly has here with the talismans. You can sell that stuff, get some damage items or mana items or whatever, or just use your entire gold on potions. Hi, Saran.
Right.
Ring of Region, not too bad for the early game. Can sell it later when statues are available.
I doubt either player is going to make it to 2,000 gold this game, but we'll have to see.
Tech.
Never say never.
Tech is finishing at the very same time. Level 3 is at the very same time. Deuce a little faster here. Creeping through the Null Overseer. It's one of the biggest items on the map. Scorched Bone Chimes. Oh my god.
Are you kidding me? Poor Deuce. And Insup goes to the marketplace first, being a little proactive, getting the claws. And yeah, the items aren't going to be a huge deal here because there's not a big difference in the mana points, of course. But Insup has the more minimum mana points for now. He's got a couple extra coils, but once they both regenerate, they'll be even. First coil used for Insup, saving that Fiend, and this could last a while. Items being purchased again for Deuce, but there's nothing there to buy. Look at the marketplace is even terrible.
It's horrible. 2 rings, gauntlets, crystal ball, and talisman. That's the worst marketplace I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's real rough for Deuce. He wasn't there. He of course got the shop because that's how Insup was able to get to the marketplace first, because Deuce was taking the shop, but he didn't even get a good item there, so I'm sure Deuce not too happy about this. He's Canadian, so he probably won't complain too much.
Well, he wasn't the merchant. Why was the time for a good item there? I'm not too sure either. Insup, of course, was also closer to the marketplace, having his natural expansion at the 6 o'clock. Yeah, waiting for tier 3. Who's gonna get that Dark Ranger first? Lich arrive in the middle. Time for some Nova.
Just as you said, look at these exchanges in the middle. The question's gonna come, who has more coils? They're pretty even right now. Insup, again, a slight advantage in the mana, but he has passed that one mantle over to the Lich, who's +8 already. Deuce going back. Nova on the Death Knight, but it's going to take a while to kill that sucker. First statue going to be coming out. A little bit of an advantage for Deuce, because Insup, his rally point is going to take a much longer time to get that first statue.
Yeah, I think he just wants to buy... Oh, Lich Surround!
Oh
Look at this! Can he pass something to him? No, he gets in front of the DK, so he can't pass a potion or something if he wants to. Oh boy, it's
he
close.
Can't pass it. He's trying to pass the potion.
He's trying. Oh no, last second. He passed the potion, but it was literally last second, and he couldn't use it anymore. So Deuce, you're in a world of trouble, man. Getting into the Fiend surrounded here. Insup might be leaving soon, but then tier 3 is done. And he can get the Dark Ranger, or the game is over prior. Insup, full mana, diving for that Fiend, which is pretty crazy. But he still got that Lich. What a game.
Very nicely done from Insup. The double surround just when you don't expect it, just when there's no ghouls on the field. That's when he goes for the big money game-winning surrounds with the Fiends. And forced the Town Portal out in the end, but gets the Lich, gets the Fiend. Very much worth it. He's got wards in the middle. In fact, is that a ward from both players? No, just double ward from Insup, clearing that marketplace, which is what Deuce wants to go for. They both have their orbs now. That potion still in the Lich could come in handy in the future, but there's still, as you mentioned, the coil advantage very much favoring Insup.
No one can really go for the Dark Ranger at the moment. Resources lacking for Insup. Deuce will be the first one to buy her. There we go. Can maybe prevent a coil or two. And Insup is like, why is he not using coil, man? He's constantly full mana. There we go.
Oh, and now you use it or you lose, and he's going to lose a Fiend for not using it that early, and there's a mana pot on Deuce, so he's going to have plenty of coils as well soon. Double statue first for Insup. Deuce may be lacking a bit in supply because he got that Dark Ranger earlier.
And because he kind of forgot the Ziggurat. He's stuck at 40.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a yikes. Insup with a big supply lead now. Really curious that none of the players has Burrow.
Yeah, generally, back in the day at least, the wisdom was you get it after you hit 50 supply, and you never build an Abomination. But nowadays, people build Abominations, and they get earlier Burrow. But another player doing it. Surprised to at least not see Insup get it, who generally likes that sort of micro in the mid-game, but still. He's got the numbers advantage, and he's got the map control soon, and with that, he's probably got the marketplace, unless Deuce can somehow find a way to stay in this fight for a little while longer when he gets that Zig up, which it is up now, at least.
First attack upgrade coming. Deuce is using the time where can't produce wisely. On the other side, Insub with a big tech coming up. Destroyer almost done, plus Temple of the Damned.
I like to see that earlier rather than later. It's nice to do. Destroyers don't get a ton of value, especially when there's no Crippler on the field. Nova, but there's a Fiend. Or there's a Coil for the Fiend, rather. And no Silence used yet.
Both very conservative with their mana.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's the Silence. There's the Nova. And that's the kill. It's a big one. Another Nova soon. Plus 5 damage.
It's still full mana for Insub, too, on the Death Knight. So many coils, and Deuce not able to really find the opening to go for a Nova to secure those kills. He's been using the Novas, honestly, on the Death Knight of Insub a lot. And now the marketplace, finally, after like 5 minutes of fights, it feels like, is going to go to Insub. But rightfully so. It seems like he's been going to be the one who's going to get it for a long time now.
Yeah. There's a flute inside. Ring for Insub. And one of the wind. Ooh, that can be nasty. Deuce has no destroyer upgrade yet. He rather goes for the second attack upgrade than to ever upgrade destroyers.
A player's forces are under attack.
And there's Temple as well, but yeah, the upgrade advantage will go towards Deuce, and that can make the difference. Once that +2 kicks in, now he's got 2/2 kicking in for the second and third hero. So a little bit of a hero advantage. Actually, you know, 2 hero levels, not to be underestimated with that black arrow now.
Lots of skeletons. Want to dispel it. Here comes the Nova. Good blocks again. Ooh, Silence! Just long enough. Big level ups for Insub with that kill. Yeah, can't really do too much against the Destroyer. One of the wind. Interesting. Oh, wait. Surround! Oh, the statue block last second triggers the TP.
Very value charge of the Wand of Wind there. He's got one more, too.
Oh, yeah.
To be used in the fight, and Deuce does not seem to want to morph a Destroyer yet, and really, why would you? I mean, to get rid of the silences, Insub's been very much better with the silences than Deuce has been so far, and his Novas. He's just been using his abilities much better. His coils have been used much more sparsely, but he's always got one in the tank, and the red camp can now grant an aura for Insub, which is just going to add insult to injury in this game.
Yeah, also the stat items a little better now. Claws plus 12 on a Lich. That's already plus 13. That makes plus 25 damage on that Lich.
Very, very spooky. Spooky Spooderman, and he's got the marketplace advantage. Still, that True Shot aura available if somebody wants to invest the 400 gold, but it's going to be quite a big investment. Dude's going to solo creep up the Dark Ranger and the Lich. He gets Warsong Battle Drums. Can't complain with that either, though.
It does take a lot of time. And Insub buys the flute. There you go. Oh man. Flute versus battle drums. Insub earlier to this bought the Invo Potion. He has no TP anymore. But at least he's saved from one nuke. Talisman of Evasion. Did he okay. Deuce rebought the TP. But I guess Insub is walking away with this. Both have a depth upgrade.
Sorry, the Fiends for Deuce do so much more damage, man. Like,
True.
Look, 2-0, the 2-0 as opposed to 0-0 makes such a big difference. 28 to 43 or 26 to 31. Of course, one has +2, one has +3 as well, but the Fiends of Deuce are much scarier.
4-2-2 heroes versus 3-2-2. Next Banshee could be sniped immediately.
Oh.
Good targets here, but Insub is there as well. You can't dispel the silence. Okay, that's not an issue. Oh, maybe it is an issue as the one Fiend falls. Yeah, man, Deuce just refuses to go for Destroyers. He goes 3-0 on Fiends instead.
Very early 3-0 has not yet broken upkeep. Insub has been broken for quite a while now, but he's using that map control to win fights, win exchanges, win creep camps ideally. But the map is starting to run dry. They're both going to take the couple remaining camps. Of course, the lab is probably going to be fought over eventually. But yeah, those 3-0 Fiends are going to be spooky soon. Maybe an Invuln could be purchased for Deuce. We'll see what Insup gets. More claws on that Lich could be terrifying. I think he got Gloves of Haste from that.
Yeah, this is, I think, DPS-wise, the best thing he could have found. More attack speed on this beast. Love to see it.
And the flute on top too, so plus 28. That's a really good Lich. That's a game-winning Lich, you may say. Deuce really only has the orb for the extra damage and that aura, but maybe he can find something here. What did he find? Circlet, I think, is what he found. Not ideal, but
I got the ring on the Dark Ranger.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep, absolutely. Lots of tanky items. Lich got level 3. So 4-3-3 against 4-3-3 as well. Upgrades, of course, clearly in favor. Insup now with the 1-0. But yeah, it's basically 4 upgrades on Deuce with that battle drums.
3-0 Fiends is so crazy, man. Look at that damage. Almost 50 maximum damage with the aura. It is 50. Destroyer webbed out of position. That's going to go down quick. The silences have been great for Insup, but not a silence on the Lich that allows a Nova exchange from both players. One Fiend falling, a Banshee falling, the Destroyer not webbed any longer. Didn't actually fall. A little bit of a wacky positioning. I think it does favor Insup at the end of the day. The Wand of the Wind is going to secure a couple of Fiend kills, and this is looking like all Insup right now. But maybe he can turn around, Deuce.
So many skeletons on Insup's side, so close to the Fiends as well. Deuce is losing one unit after the next, still can't really do anything against the silences here. Insup dropping quite a bit now though, not using too much anti-magic shield, and Deuce kinda stabilizing to a degree, but look at all these Bone Warriors.
That's crazy. The supplies are relatively even, but the skeletons up in the air and the lacking Destroyer that you've been mentioning time and time again would be so helpful for Deuce now. Another surround Lightning Shield could be used, but it's on the wrong foot right now. Invuln's going to have to be passed. Is passed indeed, but now the Nova immediately used on the Lich because Deuce used that Invuln too early, but he saves the Lich for now. Another surround potentially could be there. He locks it in. Unbelievable from Insup. Locks another surround in.
Okay, but opens it up. Close. Eats one of them. Nova on the DK. This might be the game-winning move right there. And it's again a surround. Pretty much just like the entire series. Lich as a follow-up kill. And now it's just pure dominance. GG. Deuce down to the lower bracket Insup after 3 semifinal participations, back in the top 8 of the Americas.
Very well played from Insup. None of the games, I mean, he drops one, but you know, that was kind of a wacky ending to game 2. Other than that, he looked totally in control of every other game he played today, and a deserving victory in the first close qualifier. And Deuce has another shot tomorrow, but for now, we welcome our 5th participant to DreamHack Americas.
Yeah, first undead. The next one is going to be a Night Elf. It's 1-1 between Mist and Hunter. They're currently fighting on Tidehunters, and then this will wrap up the day.